The moment someone attempts to disrespect or condescend to you, they are testing your psychological perimeter. They are inviting you into a trap. They want you to get angry, because anger is a confession of weakness. They want you to get defensive, because defense is an admission of guilt. The second you react emotionally, you enter their arena, accept their rules, and lose. But there is a hidden back door to human social dynamics. A way to completely bypass their attack, shatter their arrogance, and force them to publicly drown in their own passive aggression without you ever raising your voice. This isn't just about surviving disrespect. It's about controlling the space. Welcome to the art of frame control. When someone throws a passive-aggressive insult or a condescending remark at you, they expect an instant reaction. They want you to stutter, get angry, or immediately defend yourself. This expectation of immediacy is their momentum. The tactical pause completely destroys this rhythm. Instead of speaking right away, you deliberately hold their gaze in absolute silence for 3 to 4 seconds. During this silence, do not look away, do not frown, and do not smile. Let the silence hang heavily in the room. This sudden conversational dead air shifts the psychological pressure back onto the aggressor. They begin to wonder if they went too far or if they have made a fool of themselves. By refusing to rush into a defense, you silently signal to everyone present that the insult was too insignificant to warrant your immediate energy, instantly seizing the dominant, unshakable position of power in that specific social exchange right now. The mirror inquiry is a highly sophisticated verbal judo technique designed to expose hidden hostility. Condescending people usually hide behind humor, sarcasm, or vague phrasing so they can deny any malicious intent. When they strike, you do not argue. Instead, you hold up a mirror by asking a calm, open-ended question that forces them to explain their logic. Use phrases like, "What exactly did you mean by that?" Or, "Could you explain the joke? I don't think I understand." When you force them to dissect their own passive aggression, the humor dies instantly. They are forced to either publicly admit their malice, which makes them look incredibly petty, or backtrack and apologize, which shatters their high-status facade. By politely making them explain themselves, you force them to perform intellectual backflips, completely destroying their hostile frame and exposing their hidden weakness to everyone who is watching this power play take place now. When someone tries to condescend to you, they are setting a specific mental trap. They ask a question or make a statement that forces you to operate within their biased, unfavorable rules. Reframing is the art of completely rejecting their boundary line and redefining the entire premise of the conversation on your own terms. If a colleague patronizingly says, "Why are you so obsessed with perfection on this simple project?" they want you to defend your work ethic. Instead of taking the bait, you reframe the entire premise. You calmly reply, "I am focused on maintaining our company's high standards. I am surprised you view quality as an obsession." Suddenly you are no longer the one being interrogated. You have shifted the frame from you being overly sensitive to them lacking professional standards. You have successfully forced them to defend their own low expectations and poor work quality metrics. One of the most devastating ways to neutralize an insult is through agreed absurdity. When someone makes a sarcastic remark or tries to mock you, their ultimate goal is to see you squirm, deny it, or try to prove them wrong. By weaponizing over-agreement, you completely take away their weapon. Instead of defending yourself, you enthusiastically agree with their insult, but stretch it to an absolutely ridiculous, comedic extreme. For instance, if someone mockingly says, "Wow, did you buy that suit from a thrift store?" you do not get offended. You smile and say, "Actually, yes. And I had to fight 3 raccoons in the alley just to secure the pants." By magnifying their insult into a bizarre, hilarious joke, you show that their words have absolutely zero power to hurt you. You turn the entire interaction into a theatrical comedy, which makes them look foolish to the entire group. The ultimate drug of any psychological manipulator or verbal bully is a reaction. They feed on your visible irritation, your nervous laughter, or your defensive stutters. When you react, you validate their attempt to control you. Emotional flatlining is the strategic practice of depriving them of this psychological nourishment through absolute chilling apathy. When they deliver a calculated insult, you give them nothing in return. Your facial expression remains completely blank, like a flat line on a heart monitor. Your breathing stays steady, your eyes do not widen, and your body does not tense up. You simply look at them as if they are an uninteresting object or a mild inconvenience. After a brief moment of holding this cold, deadpan stare, you casually pivot the conversation to another topic, or simply walk away without saying a word. This total lack of reaction is incredibly disorienting for an aggressor. It forces them to realize that their social presence has absolutely zero weight in your world. By refusing to engage, you starve their massive ego, leaving them standing there feeling completely invisible, powerless, humiliated, and socially irrelevant in front of everyone who is currently watching this raw social exchange unfold around you right now. Most advanced frame control technique is the metacommunicative pivot. Most people focus entirely on the literal words being spoken during an argument. When someone insults you, you usually try to address the content of the insult. Metacommunication means communicating about the communication itself. Instead of playing their game, you step outside the board and point directly to what they are trying to do psychologically. You describe the dynamic. For example, if someone makes a condescending remark to make themselves look superior, you do not argue with their statement. You calmly analyze their behavior out loud. You look them in the eye and say, "I notice that whenever other people are around, you try to make subtle jabs at my expense. Are you feeling insecure today, or are you just trying to get a reaction from the room?" By shifting the conversation from the literal content of their joke to their underlying toxic motive, you expose their hidden agenda to everyone watching. You strip away their plausible deniability. They can no longer hide behind passive-aggressive remarks or pretend it was just a joke. You have dragged their ugly behavior out into the open light. This sudden exposure is terrifying for a manipulator because they thrive in the shadows of a subtle implication. Now, they are forced to defend their poor behavior and explain their bad intentions to the entire room. In a single brilliant move, you completely shatter their hostile frame, permanently solidifying your absolute high-status authority over the social environment.